April 2026 shattered Britain's expectations of spring. Just days after Storm Dave's floods and winds, the country was hit by record-breaking heat, 26.6 degrees Celsius, an April temperature never seen before. The nation went from sandbags and snow to sunscreen and sunbathing almost overnight, a phenomenon scientists now call weather whiplash. This rapid swing between extremes is a sign of a climate system growing more volatile, challenging our infrastructure and sense of normalcy. The record heat wasn't a fluke, but part of a larger story, driven by global warming and powerful climate patterns like Super El Niño. April 2026 was a wake-up call. The weather we once relied on is changing, and we must adapt to a new, unpredictable reality. Britain's wild April began with Storm Dave, a tempest that swept in from the Atlantic with little warning. The storm unleashed torrential rain, flooding southern England and Wales, while in the north, it dumped a rare blanket of late-spring snow. For days, the country was battered by fierce winds and relentless downpours, leaving many communities on edge and unsure of what would come next. Rivers burst their banks, spilling into fields and streets, while travel was thrown into chaos. Trains were delayed or canceled, roads became impassable, and emergency services worked around the clock. Across the country, people braced for the worst, stacking sandbags and watching the rising waters with anxious eyes. Then, almost as if nature had flipped a switch, the storm clouds parted. A powerful ridge of high pressure built over the UK, blocking the cool Atlantic air, and instead pulling in a surge of hot, dry air from North Africa and continental Europe. The transformation was dramatic and swift. Within just a few days, the country flipped from shoveling snow and battling floods to basking under July-like sunshine. Lawns that had been waterlogged began to dry, and people swapped winter coats for t-shirts and sunglasses almost overnight. Temperatures soared far above the seasonal average, with some places recording their hottest April days in decades. Parks and city streets filled with people eager to soak up the sun, while the memory of Storm Dave faded as quickly as the floodwaters receded. This rapid succession, from a multi-hazard storm to record-breaking heat, left both nature and society scrambling to keep up. Spring flowers wilted in the unexpected heat, wildlife struggled to adapt, and many wondered what surprises the weather would bring next. It was the very definition of a weather shock, a reminder of just how quickly and dramatically Britain's climate can turn, leaving everyone to marvel at the power and unpredictability of nature. Scientists have a name for the wild swings we're experiencing: weather whiplash. It's a term that captures the sudden, dramatic leap from one extreme to another, often with barely any time for people, communities, or nature to adjust. These rapid shifts can leave us reeling, as we scramble to respond to new threats before we've even recovered from the last. Take April 2026, for example. In just a few days, Britain lurched from activating flood defenses and digging out snow-blocked roads to issuing heat warnings and facing water shortages. Rivers burst their banks, then quickly dried up. Reservoirs that were overflowing suddenly became worryingly empty. The speed and scale of these changes caught many off guard. Emergency services raced to respond, while farmers watched crops wither or drown. Wildlife too struggled, seeking shade, water, or shelter as their habitats shifted overnight. The pressure on everyone and everything was relentless. What's driving this chaos? The main culprit is a warming atmosphere. As global temperatures rise, the air holds more energy and moisture, which means storms can become more intense and heat waves more severe. This supercharged climate is making our weather less predictable and more extreme. Many scientists also point to changes in the jet stream, a powerful river of air high above us. As the jet stream becomes more erratic, it can trap weather systems over the UK for longer periods, locking us into cycles of relentless rain or unyielding heat. These stuck patterns make the extremes even more intense and harder to escape. Weather whiplash is quickly becoming a defining feature of our climate, We're seeing higher peaks, deeper troughs and faster transitions than ever before. The pace of change is accelerating, leaving less time to prepare or recover between events. The past, with its gentle cycles and familiar patterns, is no longer a reliable guide for what's ahead. Our weather is breaking records and rewriting the rules. To face this new reality, building resilience is essential. Communities are coming together to adapt, strengthening flood defenses, preparing for drought, and rethinking how we live with the weather. The challenge is great, but so is our capacity to respond. To understand April's wild weather, we must look to the Pacific and the Super El Niño of 2010-25-26. El Niño is a natural warming of Pacific waters that disrupts weather worldwide, but a Super El Niño amplifies everything: heat, storms, and unpredictability. This event injected extra warmth into the global atmosphere, setting the stage for record temperatures. For the UK, it meant the hot air surge didn't happen in isolation. It was supercharged by a planet already primed for extremes. El Niño also disrupts rainfall and jet stream patterns, making weather more volatile everywhere. In a warming world, these natural cycles now push us into uncharted, hazardous territory. Super El Niño was the trigger, but global warming is the amplifier. The planet's baseline temperature is rising due to greenhouse gases, making every natural climate swing more severe. The UK's April heatwave was no isolated event. Europe has seen record heat, floods, and mild winters with increasing frequency. The winter before April 2026 was exceptionally warm and wet, priming the ground for Storm Dave's floods. This is the new normal, unpredictable, record-shattering weather where old patterns no longer apply. The question is not if, but how often, and how we'll adapt to this more volatile world. The numbers tell the story. 26.6 degrees Celsius in Cornwall, a figure that shattered previous records and left meteorologists stunned. This wasn't just a warm day, it was a historic moment for British weather, one that will be remembered for years to come. It marked the hottest April day ever recorded in the UK. In London, the city buzzed with activity as people flocked to parks and outdoor spaces, eager to soak up the unexpected sunshine. Temperatures soared to levels more typical of midsummer than early spring. For a brief moment, London was hotter than Cairo or Rome, cities renowned for their warmth. The capital's iconic landmarks basked under a sun usually reserved for the Mediterranean. A vast swath of southern England and Wales baked under the unusual warmth, with clear skies stretching as far as the eye could see. The heatwave's reach was unmistakable, painting the weather maps in deep reds and oranges. The spike was more than 10 degrees above normal, a true meteorological anomaly that had experts scrambling for explanations. Such a dramatic departure from the average is rare, and it raised questions about what's driving these extremes. Then, just as quickly as the warmth arrived, a cold front swept in, bringing with it a dramatic shift in the weather. Temperatures plummeted by 10 degrees in a single day, forcing people to swap t-shirts for coats almost overnight. In Scotland, the sudden chill brought frost and even late April snow, transforming green hillsides into wintry scenes once again. The Met Office was quick to clarify that technically, this wasn't classified as a heat wave, since it didn't meet the official criteria. Still, the impact on daily life was undeniable. Commuters and families alike scrambled to adapt to the wild swings in temperature, caught off guard by the rapid changes. The rapid swing from storm to heat to cold, all within a matter of days, was a textbook case of weather whiplash, an increasingly common phenomenon in our changing climate. Across the country, people experienced rain, sunshine, and snow in quick succession. A vivid reminder of just how unpredictable British weather can be. It's a stark demonstration of the new extremes we face, evidence that the climate is shifting, and that records, once thought unbreakable, are now falling with alarming frequency. The abrupt heatwave sent shockwaves through British life. Health warnings went out for the vulnerable, as bodies struggled to adjust and pollen levels soared. worsening allergies and asthma. Water demand spiked just after floods, exposing the challenge of managing resources in a climate of extremes. Electricity use jumped as people reached for fans and air conditioning, months ahead of schedule. Tragically, the lure of open water led to cold water shock incidents, as rivers and lakes remained dangerously cold despite the sun. Nature, too, was thrown off. Flowers bloomed early, trees leafed out fast, and pollinators risked missing their cues. The impacts of weather whiplash ripple through every part of society and ecosystem. Meteorologists agree. April 2026 is a preview of what's to come. As greenhouse gases rise, so does the energy in our climate system, fueling more frequent, intense extremes. The combination of a super El Niño and a warmer world shattered records, but this is just the beginning. Weather whiplash, rapid swings between drought and flood, cold and heat will define our future. Our infrastructure and systems built for stability are now vulnerable to these violent shifts. Scientists warn. We must move from reacting to preparing. That means investing in resilient infrastructure, better warnings, and policies that reflect a more volatile climate. The past is no longer a guide. Preparation is our only path forward. Britain's wild April was part of a continent-wide pattern. Across Europe, countries reported record spring heat, devastating floods, and a winter that was both warm and wet. Southern Europe battled wildfires and heat waves, while central regions faced catastrophic flooding. The same atmospheric forces that scorched Spain and Italy also drove Britain's extremes. This shared volatility shows that no nation is immune, and that international cooperation is vital for both mitigation and adaptation. The UK's experience is a symptom of a much larger European-scale climate shift. April 2026 was more than a meteorological oddity. It was a warning. Weather whiplash is now a lived reality, exposing vulnerabilities in health, infrastructure, and nature. The scientific consensus is clear. These rapid, high-impact swings will only become more common. Europe's record heat, floods, and strange winters are all part of the same story. A world fundamentally altered by climate change. The stability of the past is gone. Clinging to old assumptions is dangerous. We must adapt our thinking, planning, and infrastructure for this new era. The critical question: will we act with urgency to build resilience and protect future generations? April 2026 was a warning shot. Whether we heed it is up to us.